Insurance worries are forcing homeowners to rethink their living arrangements from Housing Wire. We already know this, but I think it's important to revisit this occasionally. We've talked about insurance a lot because of the insurance problems in 2024 that really reared their ugly head. Then we talked about insurance most recently because of LA fires and then the fires that were in our own county here in San Diego. Also, our clients that have had policies non-renewed or canceled, whichever way you prefer to say it. The thing now, though, is that the newer conversation is this one, is that people are willing to modify or change their living situation because of insurance. Yeah. It used to be, no, I want the place so bad that I'll deal with whatever the insurance has to look like. And now it's like, well, what's the insurance look like? And then I may or may not even do something based on that.
I'm glad that you bring that point up. We just got an offer accepted in Florida. And it's for a $750,000 purchase. And we're in escrow. Everything's good. They gave us I want to say, was it a $15,000 or $20,000 seller concession? Not too sure. Anyhow, when the insurance came back from USAA, it was $833 a month.
What?
$833 a month. That caused our deal to just get out.
That's $10,000 a year on a premium.
That was we had to go and we have to rethink what we're doing here.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was
it
just the math didn't math.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, okay. So I had a conversation with a family member earlier this week where we were talking about, what would it look like to qualify? And this is out in Nevada. And one of the comments I just happened to make without thinking about it. So this is how locked in this is in my own brain. And again, I don't do sales here, guys. So I just was kind of talking to a family member. My answer was this. What you qualified for before is not the same as what you qualify now, specifically because your insurance premium. You have to give that as equal weight as you would your mortgage, because we already know the total payment is going to be the DTI ratio and all that. But I said you have to get the insurance information as quickly as possible. Yeah. That's going to dent, whether you have HOA or don't have HOA, it's going to dent your qualification right away because it's way higher than it was when you last bought. So I'm even saying that, and I don't even do sales.
Yeah.
So what else are you guys telling people when it comes to this? Because, the behavior is now becoming a part of the subset of the factoring of whether people do, where they buy or where they don't. 57% of respondents said they would strongly consider moving altogether to avoid high insurance premiums and property taxes. This includes 43% who are planning a move in the next 5 years. 2 shows ago, we were talking about people looking to sell in the next 3 to 5 years, and it was the majority of homeowners. Yeah. So of this new set of data, 43% were planning to move in the next 5 years, and another 14% plan to relocate immediately to avoid financial strain. Which then downstream that creates new listings, which should create new pending home sales, which, right? So, what do you think this is gonna? Do you think it's gonna unfold the way these numbers are suggesting, or do you think this is just I can answer this way, but I can do something different actually in real life?
Well, first off, I wish that you could just pay it outright and it gets removed from your DTI. If you paid it yearly, it just makes so much more sense. I don't have to pay it, so therefore it's already paid for. Take it off my DTI. But unfortunately, what happens is that you have to go back to the drawing board because if A, it doesn't match with their budget, and then B, it doesn't yield them the approval, and now they're over the approval DTI, then what can you do? The insurance isn't going to say, hey, we'll make an exception and drop the premium. Yeah, they're not. So you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and reassess your situation and say, hey, is this house for me right now? Do I want it? A, I can't afford it on paper, but at the same time, is the money that I'm paying towards this even worth it? And and your end goal, if that doesn't align with everything, then I think it's kind of like, you're going to have to digress and then restructure your plan. Yeah. I mean,
the good thing about it is when you enter an escrow, you have your due diligence, right? Get your appraisal done, do your home inspection, make sure that you're shopping for the insurance. Because at that point in time, you have a certain window of time where you can go out there and just make sure that you're going to get the proper insurance. And that's a lot of times where they do get these insurance policies and they see that, this is too much. I'm going to have to rethink of where I'm going to actually look. So maybe looking in, rural areas may not be the thing. I'm going to have to now go to more suburb or more urban, right? So those are the things that I think people are going to have to just change their minds and not just set them. This is where it's going to be at.
Yeah, and especially I feel now with the whole, fires that we just went through in our backyard in LA, do we expect insurance policies to go lower?
No.
You don't. I mean,
unfortunately,
I think, unfortunately, I believe that some of these numbers are predictive, and they're predictive. Okay, it's people responding saying, yes, I'm going to have to make a financial choice because of insurance now. That maybe insurance was an afterthought or kind of a sidecar attachment to the main thing, but now it's like the prominent thing. There's like the mortgage payment and insurance. Like the insurance is a big part because it's going to dent your approval amount. But then I think this is actually kind of just the beginning, because as it actually becomes real for people and they actually get their premium amount in the mail and then it becomes real for them, I think even more people, when asked this question, let's say 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, I think that numbers are only going to grow, and the insurance problem is actually going to cause some more migration. And I'm not just talking about the areas where the people's homes were burned down, unfortunately, and they won't be rebuilt for 5 to 10 years or whatever the timeline is. Yeah. I'm talking about people who, they live in a place now, and they're like, I'm either not going to get renewed, I'm going to have to move, or I'm going to get renewed and I can't afford it.
Or they're just not going to renew.
Well, right.
Go there.
Or just take no insurance at all, which, again, now that has its own inherent risk, right? So I think that the numbers we're seeing now, although they're kind of big numbers, I think they're actually just the starting point, not the ending point for what we're going to see to come in 2025.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I don't say that from a level of pessimism. I just, like, the conversation is happening.
No, of course. These are the realities that we're facing right now.
And if the premium increases are approved and they prevail, then they're gonna show up in the mailbox or your inbox, and you're gonna go, whoa, hold on, my premium's now 100%, 200% higher than it was. Yeah. Now you're gonna have to really be faced with it and then make a choice, and that's gonna totally shift behavior.
It's still hypothetical right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it is, and it's coming. Yeah. Right? So I don't know if this is going to result in inventory in 30, 60, or 90 days, or like in a year, but like people's budget and then also their tolerance are really going to become tested.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. I unfortunately think people are going to cancel, like you're saying, but again, if you still have a mortgage and you're canceling, you can't.
Yeah, you get forced insurance.
You're gonna So there's some other legal problems you're gonna have if you do that. So please don't do that.
Yeah, no. Keep insurance.
Keep your insurance. Yes,
by all means, always be insured, no matter what. The good thing is there's still providers out there. There are still people. We get people in escrow. I ask them before. We used to just be really quick and refer them out to a couple. Refer partners. I don't want to say they're partners in any way. But in a monetary way.
Trusted insurance agents that we know.
Exactly. So we'd send them there, but now I just tell them, you got to search first. Go to whoever insures your vehicle. That's one, because usually you have a bundle together already there. Yeah. Or, just go to your current homeowner's insurance who you already have.
You can even ask your realtor. You can even ask other people in that neighborhood. Go knock a door or two. I know that sounds probably a little aggressive.
I mean,
but ask.
It's pretty easy, right? You can go ahead and just go on your Instagram. A lot of your friends are homeowners. Just ask them.
Yeah.
And then I kind of utilize ourselves as that second option. Like, okay, here you go. We're going to send the information, but we're going to connect you guys directly.
Yeah.
No affiliation, no nothing like that. And the good thing is we've been seeing some positive news out there. We've been seeing coverages and that they're not that strenuous.
Yeah, it's not that insurance is going to end. It's that your options are less than they used to be. Yeah. And you have like the biggest carriers who are like, peace, I'm out. I'm leaving the state of California. Like, that's a big deal. I get that. Yeah. I'm not trying to undermine or undercut how severe this is for some people. Yeah. But your point is absolutely nail on the head. Is there's still insurance carriers, and a lot of them are going to double up and do whatever they can do, and then still fall back on the California Fair Plan for those of you in California. And if you live in another state, that your options are going to be different than they might be here in California. So just don't close the door on your insurance, please. Keep your house insured.
And then, I mean, you earlier you're saying because of the fires and all that, just imagine in Florida. I'm sure they don't have fires, but they have the,
hurricanes, you got flooding. I mean, there's also,
$833.
Different subset of issues.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And this is not a thing that's just happening here in California. It's happening nationwide.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of insurance. I was going to say rebrand. I don't mean rebrand. I think they're going to have to rethink insurance this year and next year, because there's also going to be federal pressure. Like there's going to be federal pressure that comes down on these insurers and say, you have to do something. I mean, it's like the state of California. I'm going to try to cite it. I don't remember what the rule was, but they signed some clause just recently that said you cannot cancel people for X amount of time if they're currently insured, and then you have to give them an option or something like that. So I'm sorry I'm blanking on what it was, but I just saw it like a week or two ago. So they're actively trying to work on the government side with the insurance carriers to just make sure everything is okay for now.